Alright, time for my favorite section, breakouts. I got a lot to say about this. I'll try to just quickly go through it, because I know I beat this dead horse over and over. Let's just start with this one right here. It's our offensive zone, puck escapes. Good job by Connor, by the way. Good job backing Carter up, and also good D on him. Excellent job. And he takes it back. Okay. Takes it back. Priority number one, guys. D to D support. You see Hancock going back there. Perfect. Next priorities. Board. Board. I'm not sure how many times I gotta tell you guys. Board, 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 board. Go to board. And you gotta be lower. So especially Mason, you're kind of guilty just wandering down the middle. You gotta go to a board. Once you see us start going back to our zone, go to a board. Same with you, Nico. Go to a board. Go low, not too high. We're trying to make 10 to 15 foot passes, not 75 foot passes. 75 foot's the entire attacking zone, okay? No, it doesn't matter if you're a center. If you don't see anybody going to the board, go to board. That's our priorities. Okay, don't worry about your positions. Okay, now we sort of go to board, but the problem is now we have two guys duplicating roles. We want to avoid that. You see one guy, this is where we gotta talk. Got to talk. You see one person do it, and again, go lower. Then start going to the middle. And play the center role. That's the last priority. We see Nico going away from the board now. No, you gotta anticipate that there's gonna be this pass, and this defenseman is gonna need you right here on the board. So anticipate that. Unfortunately, what happens there is, Connor, you don't need a backhand pass either. Just don't backhand if you don't need to. And then we're going to get this type of breakout, right, where he just skates all the way up by himself. That's what we want to avoid. Alright, for our next breakout, just real fast. As you take the puck back into your own zone, you hide behind this net. If a forechecker starts going at you, go to the opposite corner. If you just stand there like a block, yeah, the guy's just going to go over there and take it. So go to the opposite corner. You can even skate it up if he forechecks you. Sorry, get this out of the way. Let's go ahead and play this. Alright, Nolan takes it back. So is the de facto defenseman, Mason, going through the middle. Carter or Hancock, good job. He goes to the board. Nico, way too high. Too far, too far. This is a 75-foot pass or more. Now you go down. Alright, so he starts forechecking and he kind of panics and just flip it. We do not need to do any aerial passes on a breakout. Against really good teams, they start picking that off, at least in the future, when everyone gets a lot better. Anyway, so you kind of flip this. It's sort of the Carter, and now everyone's kind of, uh-oh, where do we go, where do we go? So at this point, this is why it's really helpful to understand all the roles. You just got to figure out where does he need support. The most obvious thing to do is we're just going to rim these. Or that's the best option. So go to a board. You go stay here. Connor, you're going to have to play a bit of a center role because remember, Nolan was sort of the de facto D. So anticipate some kind of board pass. We'll get rid of these lines. Anticipate some kind of board pass and then start swinging up to support him right away. And with that, yeah, we just kind of just blew it past there. Right, and is there another? All right, hold on. All right, there's not, in fact, another. So let's go to the next breakout. Puck's back into our defensive zone. All right, Max. There's a lot of times where you have an option to just pass it right away, especially any of you D guys. You have the option to pass. You usually want to pass it immediately, not take 3-4 strides, then pass it. To make the pass right away, everyone else will set up. First of all, or secondly, when you get the puck, again, we should automatically, even if you're doing it blind, somebody should be on these boards on both sides along the board. So this position is pretty good. We got Nolan here. Mason, you're going to have to play a little center role. If you're not sure what to do as a center, like I said, just go to a board and be a little bit higher than your winger. And Frigo, you got to get lower. These curling dots or lower. Get lower. Alright, so you kind of hold it, hold, and it's like, oh, I better get it out. It's a bit of a botch breakout there. Just move the puck quickly. Once you get it, you should know your options. give it to Connor right away. He's in a good D2D support position. Alright, next. You see Mason get the puck back here first. This is what I want to see. You get the puck, know your options, boom. It's that easy. It is that easy, guys. Move the puck quickly. You had either board option. That one's good. This is where playing the center role is a little bit difficult. Carter, I noticed you're always kind of just in the middle area. Alright, Frigo. You need to get to a board. The center role is a little bit difficult. So what happens here is Nolan gets it, and Frigo just kind of skates in a straight line. Sorry, wrong marker. Change that. Remember, we do this drill at the beginning of our practices, where the center always goes diagonally towards the board, because this is where he'll probably need it, and this shows you a perfect example of that. Nolan gets it. He's got to throw on the board because he's getting pressured immediately, especially by number 2, Nolan, who's very good. So you need to be below that player. So once again, let's run it back here. Good pass. Frigo, go towards the board. Go towards the board. Go towards the board. Nope. The other player's there before you. So overall, good decisions by you guys. Just the center role, we got to support to get that second support. All right, here. We're going to see them just dump it down. Free puck for us. Thank you. Now, Frigo. Going toward the middle. Not good. Needs you on the board. Board's priority. We got our D2D set up. Go to the board. We see Nico going to board. Good job. Now, Connor's on a change. So you see him step in here. Now, here's the thing, Connor. You don't see anyone on this board, then you got to go to this board. I think the people are very guilty just standing in the middle is you, Connor, Mason, and probably Matthias to a small degree. Right? We don't want to get passes in the middle for the most part. We want to get it on the board. This is important to understand how to play as a wing, even though you're not playing wing this game. Next thing, Max. So this is the opposite problem, where you kind of panic. Right? D2D pass, it's good. You're like, oh, someone's on me. Try not to do these touch passes. Try to control it. And also, kind of know. You got to know. Someone's probably back here. So get it. Maybe just use your backhand and use the board. Rim it. Let's just rim these passes, guys. The tape to tape's not doing well for us because it's inaccurate. So let's just start rimming the puck. Alright, so we win the battle here. Alright, so Nico gets it, and you have kind of a repeat situation. He gets it, you got to figure out how to support him. And this is where the timing comes in too. You're in a bit of an awkward spot. If ideally you would roll down just a little bit, and then you skate up, and then go diagonal. You have this giant window where Nico can hit you. If you rush into your spot here, then it's going to close. The only option he would have then is just hopefully bank it and get it through. The other part, Nico, we'll talk more about this too on your video, but when you get the puck, you're looking to skate all the time, 2 or 3 steps, and then you use the pass as a last resort. It needs to be pass first mentality when we're getting out of the zone. Pass first, pass first. You get the puck, look for a pass. Nothing's there, then you skate. You got a bit of a tunnel vision, and you know it's frustrating for other players when they're waiting for it all the time. There, you couldn't do much about it. I know you just dug it out, and someone's right in your face. All right, next one here. Nolan wins the face-off. You see, he has to go and kind of get the puck and go back. And so here it's kind of confusing. I know you're D, but you see 2 guys back there. Somebody's got to support Mason. Somebody has to do it. If you don't see anyone, then be a support man. Be a support man, act as a center. What's Mason supposed to do with the puck here? He gets it, and it's like, oh, 3 guys are collapsing on him. You can't really do anything else with it. A couple other things I want to point out, too. Off the face, that we don't... Okay, I feel like in this league, skating backwards is actually just detrimental. Believe it or not, I'd rather prefer you guys never skate backward at almost any point ever. I really mean that. Once we win the face-off, you just skate forward. You need to quickly go. I know it's a long, lot of ice to cover. But that's when you just turn around and skate forward. As soon as we make that first pass, the winger on that far side, so you see the puck go here. This is where you're going to start trying to come in here somewhere. immediately, but you're going to start going towards that puck. Alright, we see Max going after it. Okay, good first pass. Get it, pass it. Good. D to D support. Perfect. The other problem, though, is everyone's too high. I guess you gotta, maybe you need a little more time. It's fine. But Matthias, I know you're playing center, but it's important not to be stuck to your position. Or actually, I'm not even sure if you're playing center this game, but you gotta support on the board right away. Not the middle. Again, middle. Nico, go toward the board. So Connor, amazingly, I'm not even sure if you knew anyone's there. I feel like you passed that blind and you shouldn't have. But it miraculously sort of works because Frigo finally gets there. But you're just a little late. If you're just a little bit faster, if you're below that curling circle, you would have got that clean. And you're going to see a repeat. Connor gets the puck. Okay, good. Move it. You feeling pressure, move it. Again, someone go to a board. Help them. Max, the little super dangerous pass. You're scaring me with these passes. That's picked off. That's a goal. Remember, you get it. You have this option. Even though Frigo is not quite there. But you should sense you have that option. Alright, so Connor gets it and he makes pretty much the same play. I think you actually looked this time, though. But, Nico, too far. And you're going to see Matthias pick it up instead. That should be Nico. As soon as you get it, then you pass to Matthias. Alright, but it does sort of work out. Alright, this one's actually not too bad. No one goes back. Mason, you gotta hustle. I noticed a lot of times you're skating upright. We'll talk more about this in your video. You're skating upright. You want to bend your knees and you want to be kind of in a ready position at all times. I want you to really hustle, get your position. Usually you don't have. You guys can coast as you go back, but I feel like everyone's way too late on their position. Okay, so you're just kind of I'm just wondering. Get over there. Make yourself the first option. So Nolan does a D to D pass. Connor, same thing. You got to get to a board. We already have our D to D. If a forward goes and gets that puck first, you better take the forward role. So in this case, let's go back just a little bit. I want to see what Connor was. All right, yeah. So at this point here, you should just go to a board immediately. All right, board is the priority after our D to D. All right, so it's the same thing as the other one. You give a Hancock. Now what's he supposed to do with it? I guess he just has to go and dangle. Nothing else to do. And same with you, Mason. As soon as they make that first pass, boom, start skating quickly as a support option. Quickly. It's not coast. Wait, let's see what Carter does. It's boom. Go over there. I want the puck. Demand it. Demand the puck. Alright, Frigo, I know you just got off a line change. A little bit high, but that's okay. Alright, this is kind of important to note too. Try to maintain that short distance. So for example here, you can see it later too. You see Hancock get it? Don't just stand there like a block. Well, I guess this isn't the worst. You are behind all the white jerseys. But usually, I want you guys to just keep following him. And make it that short pass. Get below that curling dot by the time Hancock gets here. And again, that would be a great backhand reverse option. That would be the easiest and the best one. The next best option, okay, rim. Not bad. I wish you did just a little harder. You see Frigo take off again. Frigo, you're not at a board, right? You're in the middle of the ice. Try to figure out how to get to a board. So again, this requires a timing aspect. If you don't understand the timing, it gets difficult. So you're taking off. You're still in that passing lane. Still in the passing lane. You want to start low, start skating up, and so he can hit you in this window right there as you get speed. For Nolan, if you don't hit that window, if you don't see him, you got to bank it off a board. That's why we practice that every single practice. Right, but we threw it toward the middle. The board might have got him. Alright, off a face-off. Win it back. Again, Max getting the puck. Couple of strides. You have two options. You can throw it on this board, but unfortunately, Mason, you want to hustle. This is where you have to get below these guys. Get closer to them. The best option is this way. You see no one there. Connor's going out for D to D. Good job. And we have our winger ready right after that. All right, but I feel like a lot of times you get it, you take a couple strides, and you kind of panic pass out. All right, and Mason, you're a little late. That's why it's kind of important. You gotta hustle your position. Just a tad late right there. All right, let's take a look at some of the neutral zone. Those are all our defensive zone breakouts. This is one of the easiest ones to set up. We win a face-off. Let me pause right there. Connor, you have a tendency to do this. You go up and play winger role. We need D to D support. Go down, go behind him. What if he dangles it? Luckily, he usually doesn't. He's smarter about it. But what if he tries to dangle and he gets poked? You need to stagger behind him. What we see here, and remember, wingers, you go to a board right away. Nolans are out, very good. Playing center role, follow. So we're duplicating roles, and then suddenly it's like you're confusing Matthias. You're in his way. Maybe Matthias is supposed to get that. Your job, right off the face-off, go back, D to D support, stagger. Get behind Carter, not in front of him. All right, and we botched that one, unfortunately. All right, so the same thing. Max, you want to do the same. You want to do the same thing as just mentioned. Hancock goes backward. You're not going to stand still. You're going to stagger back with him. You go back with him. You get behind him, just in case he muffs it, whatever. Just like on a regular breakout, his most likely passes, it's going to be D to D, then D throws it up, or he throws it backwards here. Just like on a normal breakout. You can't rim it the other way, obviously. And this is what I'm talking about, maintaining your 5 to 10 feet. Stay close to him. Don't just stand there like a block. I think Hancock, he goes back, and he's starting to get rid of the pass. He's starting to move the puck quickly instead of taking it all the way back, which I like. But you guys have to be in position to receive that. And unfortunately, this is where you got to follow. You got to follow. Don't just stand like a block. Follow him, follow him, follow him. Get to the Mendocino farm sign. Make close passes. Mason, again, get to a board, please. Nico, you're playing center. You don't want to hang out up here. That's what a lot of centers do, I notice. They just hang out up there. They wait for it. No, go down with them. Wait for that first pass, and then streak up with it. Maybe they do D to D, then you can just follow him. Streak up with it. It's just like our drill at the very beginning of every single practice. Okay. Alright. Another one, sort of neutral zone. Oh, it is neutral zone. Max, you get it. 2-3 strides. This is where the reason why I want you guys to send it right away to the other D is because now Nolan is going to read that, and he's going to be in Hancock's face as soon as you pass it. If you just pass it right here, like you get it and you pass it, he's not going to catch Hancock all the way from here to here. That's a long skate, but as you keep waiting, now he can start getting in Hancock's face when you pass it. The other problems, can't really pass it to you, not him. You guys are in the middle of the ice, not the board. And probably not Nico, because there's too many white jerseys on that board. So the solution, get to the board. Somebody else get to the board. Anyone get to the board. Please go to the board. Alright. And yeah, then kind of panic passed out. Alright, last breakout here. Neutral zone breakout. Get the puck. Again, I suggest just passing to your D partner immediately. You don't have to in this case, not a lot of pressure. But I still advise that. You pass it to him, everyone will start realizing where they need to go. You can always get the pass back. Just because you passed it doesn't mean you're not going to get the pass back. We should make multiple passes. So Hancock a little bit too far. You want to anticipate... You want to be yelling for the puck right here so that you can swing it to, I believe that's Nolan, immediately. It's a good position. Mason, guess where you should go? Yes, the board. Go to the board. Go to the board. Matthias, good little center route here. But, unfortunately, yeah, it got kind of weird here where I know you're following him and he tried to pass it to the winger. Okay. Part of the problem, too, is even if you hit that wing, Matthias needs to catch up to that route. That's where it takes a little advanced thinking, like, what can he do with it after? So that's why at the beginning, if you just swing that D to D immediately, we can just throw it up immediately. And then the route will be pretty easy to follow. Okay. Alright, I'm sorry if I sound a little harsh on this, guys. This is so important, though, and we probably do it better than all the other teams. If you guys can get this down, you will possess the heck out of the puck. You'll possess the game. You will dominate games if you just get this part down. Um, Man, this is such a big advantage. I realize now, even in the 17U division, these guys aren't that good at breaking out as a team. If we could get this, I know there's only a couple games left, but you can get a position down in the future, you'd be a huge asset to your team, even if you're not super skilled. Okay, I know this is a little bit long. Let's try to get these down. Let's try to get this down. It's still kind of sloppy, very sloppy, alright? So we'll work on it. Alright, see you next video.